Ah, good morning. Hey, guess what? I overslept. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, I think it's really perfect because it happens, and I think it's important everyone see that, right? That it really happens. Let's see. I can get this going here. Let's see. Okay, let's go. I don't know what's happening here. Trying to go live. Okay, come on. There we go. Go live. Go live. All right. Okay, here I am live both places. But yeah, I overslept this morning. That's pretty cool. It happened. So I have my 5 a.m. crew. Thanks, guys. Those of you that were waking up and going, you're probably gone now. But just I wanted to jump on here and say good morning and tell you how I overslept, man. I realized when I checked my alarm, I realized that it was on, it was going off, but it was so quiet you couldn't hardly hear it. Matter of fact, Chantel's alarm, her 5:45 alarm is what woke us both up. And I was like, whoa. She's like, did your alarm not go off? And I got up and I looked at the phone and I was like, oh, it's going off, but you can't hear it. So that's what they say, and it's real. I've done it, but no alarm clock necessary. And I agree, I've done that before, but not this morning. This morning I was out. I overslept and I am sore. Again, we had quite the workout on Monday with Coach Kelly. She's awesome. And I know I'm sore. Last night when I was going to bed, I'm like, man, I'm really sore. So it happens. But what do you do? What's the epic moment, right? I logged in here today on epic moment, but good morning, Nate. Good to see you, buddy. Or glad to have you at least. So it is one of those days where you just say, okay, I'm a little behind now. I've got to get caught back up when you're behind like this, but it happens, and I'm just gonna go with it, go with the flow. Um, but I am Carlos. And Chantel and I will still do our call a little bit later too, as well, our Zoom, our live presentation too. And we are the Amish Matchmakers. We help Amish singles to find a godly spouse, have an epic marriage, and create legacy that's rooted in faith and freedom. That's our heart. And we do it working on the different. I released a video about the personalities. There's many modalities we use, but our three main activities is actually uh, Epic 30, um, Triggers to Triumph, and MVP. Three core activities to help you have an epic life. It really is quite some awesome activities and processes that will get you through times when you're stuck. That's Triggers to Triumph. When you feel stuck and the story just keeps repeating in your head and you're in a loop of negativity or a loop of frustration, the story's telling you you're a failure. The story's telling you that you're no good. It is amazing to be able to process through that using Triggers to Triumph, because the story is usually rooted in some sort of trauma or trigger, but the trigger is usually rooted also in a trauma from childhood. And so, again, we help people to create a new story. And it was awesome. On Monday, we have our contact connection DNA, and week 3, session 1 actually talks about triggers and trauma and how to work through it. It's the content, it's our content on in our community connection DNA content that's 8 weeks, 40 sessions that talks about triggers to triumph content or an activity and a system that Chantel and I built, mainly Chantel. She had the wisdom for it, and she continues to develop that thing. It's awesome. I just tend to talk about it a lot. So the process is continuing to improve, but on Monday we got to listen to that because Connection DNA is designed in such a way that you go through it as an individual or as a family, and then you have action items every day. And, and it is a powerful process, powerful sessions to keep you moving forward and keep you active in connecting with God, self, and others. Practical things you can do to advance yourself and constantly be transforming your life, constantly challenging you to get better. So we love plugging into that, and it is timeless because those activities and those questions that we go through on our Connection DNA. They are good things to go back to continue to go through again. Just like that, triggers to triumph. As we went through it as a family and we talked about it, we watched ourselves talk about it and through the content, and then we processed it as a family. And as we were processing it, what we processed through is like, okay, what's a story that currently might be holding us back or keeping us from succeeding here on in our lives and in our home. And so yeah, we took a look at it, and it was crazy cool just to process through that and continue to think about the layers of maybe trauma or triggers that are holding us back. So it's always good, and that's why I say it's timeless. Hey, good to see you here on TikTok too. I'm trying out TikTok live as well. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for all the encouragement there. I realized on TikTok they really have a lot more encouragement and a lot more comments, and people are supportive and things. It's a quite a cool community actually. So, but here on YouTube and Facebook, thanks for joining me as well. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the blessings. Stay motivated. Ooh, ooh. That's right. That's right. Hey, we just get back up. Really, we do. Um, I mean, there's all kinds of reasons why I slept through my alarm for sure. We were up a little bit late last night too, setting up the Christmas tree. It was awesome to see Chantel and Hazel decorating a tree and making it look beautiful and festive here in our home. Um, we'll get some pictures of that later on when we Chantel and I do our live together. We'll use that as our background where they set the tree up. So that was fun and cool to see that. But yeah, man, stay motivated. I love it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the comments and the definitely appreciate the support. That's awesome. And yeah, so where are you at this morning? What's going on with you guys? How are you? I know that there is always something going on in life, right? What's going on in your life? I know that what we were going to talk about this morning, pull it up here, was communication and the power of communication. Oh, my notes here. Whoa, let's see if my notes are coming up right. Okay, here we go. Life hacks and things. All right. All right. Thanks for your patience. I'm trying to go through my notes here and Amish Matchmaker. Let's see, but it's communication. Commitment. What does commitment look like? All right, so commitment is a powerful part of the process too of fulfilling your dreams and leading others well. We've been going over, we talked about confidence, we talked about communication, and the importance and the power of communication in fulfilling our own dreams and goals, and then leading others in their goals and in their dreams. And you might say, well, what does commitment have to do with it? Well, follow through and commitment is a huge part of everything. We have noticed in our lives that we are very committed, but commitment is not just something you say, it's something really that you do. And so, Love Talk today, we're in men's edition. We're really focused on helping you find love, keep it, make it epic. And so we this week we've been talking about, like I said, the three C's. So let's talk about commitment and what that looks like. A lot of men will fail because they don't have, not because they don't have dreams or goals, because I know most of you out there probably have dreams and goals that you want to go after, or maybe as a child you had some stuff and you got caught up in life. You get caught up in the busyness of life. You get caught up in just making a living, paying the bills, and just making sure there's food on the table for yourself if you're single, or if you've got a wife and kids. You're just like, gotta grind, and got to just make that paycheck and keep the utilities going, right, and keep a roof over our head. And it is interesting how we lose sight of a vision, lose sight of a goal and dreams. And so then we sometimes will become complacent and we'll shrink back. Our theme for 2026, entering into it, is that God has not given you the spirit of shrinking back. God is not giving life or breathing into shrinking back. He says, no, he doesn't want you to shrink back. He wants you to move forward and continue to challenge yourself, because how are you going to do that? Well, he's giving you dunamis, he's given you love, and he's given you self-discipline. Those are the three things that God said he's given you. And dunamis is power, by the way. It's knowing, and the power comes from knowing who you are. As a matter of fact, the talents in the Bible, the parable of the talents, when Jesus, Yeshua, as I like to refer to him, talk about the talents that he gave according to their abilities, but the real word there is he gave according to their dunamis. So dunamis is your empowerment and how you are continuing to develop, continuing to get better. And you're only going to do that by not shrinking back, by practicing love, practicing stepping out, being willing to shine and put yourself forward, because it is very vulnerable place when you do that. When you do videos like this, wouldn't you agree? This is a vulnerable thing to come out here and just start talking, especially when I overslept. I got to overcome the thoughts of, you failure, you suck. What are you sleeping in for? Why can't you get up? And, I have thoughts like that too. What's wrong with you? But then I realized, no, we just got to get up and keep moving forward and stay committed. Committed to what? Well, I'm committed to being here with you, doing these live videos with you. So I do appreciate the encouragement, even when I overslept. And so this is why most men fail at even doing their dreams, going after their dreams. So guess what? A lot of times it snowballs. You don't go after your dreams, so then your wife doesn't go after her dreams, or that causes a disruption because she wants to, and you're just lazy sitting on the couch, or you're just complacent and you're not committed to it. And guess what? Your children do what we do. They don't do what we say, they do what we do. Later on in life, they say, I'm not going to be like my father, I'm not going to be like my mom. And then later on in life, they end up doing those same things. It's crazy. So commitment is a really big deal. Commitment to yourself. So commitment is what separates the boys from the men. It's what's the starters from the finishers, man. Come on, let's go. Talkers from the doers. And everyone's like, speaking of talkers, you said you're getting up and Gonna do a live at 5 a.m. every weekday. Yep, it's Wednesday. It's hump day. I'm here. And I'm gonna keep going. You're gonna see us at 7:30 as well. We'll talk more about this, but um, commitment is a huge part of it. What is commitment? Commitment is showing up after the feeling is gone. So, you get all excited about getting up every day at 5 a.m. Then commitment is when it becomes a habit, y'all, and you're doing it and you keep doing it. And finally, just because it becomes a subconscious activity. And by the way, I usually get up at 4:30 anyways. 4:24 is what my alarm set for. So that sucker went off for an hour and 20 something minutes before Chantel's went off. And I never heard it. It was turned down way too low, almost muted. So very silent. But anyways, um, and yeah, I've been doing this for years. A lot of times I'll have appointments at 5 a.m., 5:30. Now my appointments with you at 5 a.m. And yeah, 6:30 with my family. So I'm cutting this one short, but I did want to jump on and just talk about commitment. Keep going. When you fall down, you got to get back up. I love what Les Brown says. If you can fall, when you fall down, be sure to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Let's go. If you're not dead, you can get up and go. And that's really what commitment is about. I often say, in my experience as well, what commitment is, another good word for commitment. And if I have one word to describe what love is, true love is, I would say commitment. Because again, long after the excitement and the long after it's boring or whatever you're doing, commitment shows that you love. Like commitment will cause you to do it even when you don't want to. I show up when I'm tired. I stay faithful when it's not exciting. Does that make sense? I do what I said, even when I don't feel like it. That is commitment. And it truly does take commitment to accomplish and fulfill your dreams, to fulfill your goals, because it takes time and repetition, 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 repetition. We talk about the different faces of personalities, and the ox is a very incredible face that represents the face of God. And the ox is amazing because that ox will go and keep going and go and keep going. And I will tell you, that is amazing to have that ability to go and keep on going long after it's boring, because you got to have the vision and the reason, a purpose behind it that will keep you moving forward, even though you're exhausted, even though you don't feel like it. Commitment is the dream, is the bridge between the dream and your results. It really is. It's the long term. We have core values. These are our core activities, three of them, but we have a acronym called Shapers that is the core values, and one of them is the patience and persistence. Right, that's another way of describing persistence, and it is amazing. The more you do it, the more you do it, the more you do it, the better you get at it, and eventually, we call it Shapers. The P in Shapers is patience and persistence will bring peace. They're all peace. The P in Shapers is patience, persistence brings peace. Why? Because when I do it and I keep doing it, I get more comfortable, I get more relaxed, because I get more confident. Letting that pause and sink in. When you first start something, you're always going to be uncomfortable. You're always going to feel like, why am I doing this? And you're going to have to remind yourself that, hey, it's important for me to keep going in spite of it. And then confidence starts to build up. Confidence starts the race. Courage starts the race. Commitment stays the course and finishes it. But then actually commitment is what builds the confidence. I truly believe that courage, sometimes you don't even have the confidence to get started on stuff. I totally get that. And it's real. Take a little bit of mine, since I've been doing it, like getting up early, the 5 a.m. crew. Okay, today it's 6 a.m. crew. But like getting up early. How can I do this? I don't feel like I have the strength or the leadership, or I don't have what it takes. Then could borrow a little bit of my courage and get up and get going. You do have what it takes. So then when you get committed and you stay the course, guess what happens? You actually get stronger. You flex that muscle. And then subconsciously, you're doing these things and getting up. Just like that. I am shocked that I overslept. It happens. And again, lots of factors. However, normally I'd get up still. And I do remember waking up this morning. I'm like, oh, I wonder when the alarm's going to go off. It never did. It's more of a signal than a wake up. And I never heard it. So I didn't realize and wasn't aware what time it was. Commitments and goals, they do start with me. I have to do it myself first. And why do you say that? Well, that's selfish. No, it's actually leading by example. It is awesome to lead by example and be out there hustling, getting up at 5 a.m. Just like I tell you. That's why I'm doing a live with you at 5 a.m. because I want to lead by example by getting up, having a talk with you, love talk, encouraging you in your relationships, encouraging you in your intimacy and your connections. It's really important. And I want them to go get off the surface level and go deeper. It matters. You matter. And going after your goals will create better bond, better relationships, but also not only your own, but then helping others to go after theirs. It starts with you. If you can't commit to yourself, it's hard to commit to anyone else. Seriously. Commitment to your goals looks like setting a clear target, making it clear. We talked about this, the vision of it. What does it look like? And are you able to communicate that? Are you able to communicate it clearly where you can see it and then go after that goal, go after that target? And like we talk about, the three main areas of that we tell you to have goals in that is very beneficial to keep your balanced life is relationships, is your finances and abundance, wealth, and then health, your physical body health. Speaking of that, I got to work out today. Today's a workout day. And so probably is good. I slept a little bit extra, gave myself a little bit of leeway so that I could be rested and prepared and a little bit rejuvenated. I'm pretty sore for the workout today with our trainer, Coach Kelly. So commitment is really setting that clear target, choosing something, little activities. Really, the big plan is little steps, little activities, going, doing them, repetition, daily in front of you, daily moving forward. One thing it's really I appreciate is I appreciate um, Duolingo. Again, I can say I'm learning Spanish, and maybe I am. I'm also learning chess, also sneaking in some German in there, and some for Amish sake because we are Amish matchmakers. I'm trying to learn a little bit of Dutch. It's probably not the right one, but hey, it's on Duolingo. So point being, the most that I have done and the most that I've been working on is Spanish. But what I realized, it's the little things done every day that matter. And that's a good example of what Duolingo does. I'm like 750 days, I think was yesterday. And of they call it a streak, but it's, yeah. When you miss, they give you a leeway. Just like today when I miss, right? You get a get out of jail free card, or you get some kind of, like they have what they call cold day, ice day, that you can keep your fire going and your streak going. But anyways, I've used quite a few of those over the last couple of years here doing Duolingo. But what I'm about to say, it's like, it's little things. It's like 3 to 5 minute lessons every day. You're just practicing. You're just going through it. Like last night, I was doing a little bit of chess and I did longer. You can do longer, but it just gives you lessons and to practice a little bit every day. And I recognize more words in Spanish now. Again, I'm not fluent. You'd think after almost 2 years of doing it a little bit every day, I'd be fluent. No, you're not. I'm not. I'd probably, if I got dumped in, well, I'm going to Mexico, by the way. I'm going to Mexico to bless some orphans. I'll be leaving Christmas Day and going to an orphanage that we support in Mexico. I mean, Chantel knows I'm going this year. So I'll be here Christmas Eve, wake up Christmas Day, be with family, and then I'm going to fly out Christmas afternoon, um, and Christmas Day. It's cheap to fly on Christmas Day, by the way, and headed to Mexico to go support the orphanage there. Chantel's going to be staying here this year with mom and Hazel being pregnant. You know, it's just she really felt like she should stay here. And I said, hey, well, I really feel like I'd like to go still and help support our orphanage and be there with them during the week for Christmas to New Year's. And she agreed. And so, yeah, sometimes we do that, those things, we divide and conquer, and both of us go forward and support and love the people that we love and want to support. And so that's what I'm doing, going to Mexico, to Rosarito, inland to the Via de Guadalupe, I think it's called, to the wine company, or country, excuse me, wine country there. But okay, finally here, setting clear targets, choosing one daily, little increments, like I said, learning Spanish through Duolingo, it's 3 to 5 minutes every day, and being consistent, doing the action whether you feel like it or not. Now that one's huge. Like when I realized I'd overslept this morning, I'm like, am I still going to jump on and do a little bit and let everyone know and say, admit that I slept in, admit that, yep, I didn't hear my alarm, I screwed up, but I'm here anyways. Am I going to push through and do a little something? Because I knew I had a little buffer. Also missed an appointment with Richard. Thank you, Richard. I love you, bro. We meet at 5:30. So I meet with y'all live at 5, and then at 5:30, I meet with Richard on Wednesdays, and we go over stuff for his homebound trucking. Uh, Beautiful business that he is developing. He and his wife Lavina, another client that we helped to match up our matchmaking, part of our reputation as matchmakers. We've helped. I think we were counting over the time that Chantel and I have been together. We have helped match up almost 30 different uh, couples. So that would be like 60 people, right? That we have impacted directly, like mentored them and helped them to get married. We know for sure it's 25, and that's for the last 5 years. But if you extend it out, there's 4 or 5 more couples that Chantel and I have helped before um, even that point, because we've been doing this for now 15 years almost. Yeah. We started in 2010. We came together. It's crazy awesome. And so we love what we do, love helping people and seeing them succeed in their relationships. So we're here to serve you and bless you. That's why I jumped on here even at 6 to talk about this a little bit. So your future doesn't respond to motivation, by the way. It responds to commitment and consistency. That's what it responds to. That's what's going to shape it and make it better, is if you're willing to do the little things well every day. Are you willing to stay committed, stay consistent, stay faithful? You know, it's all tied together. We have to have commitment. We have to have faithfulness. We have to have consistency. Every day, one step towards my goal, no matter how small, is one step towards transformation, one step towards accomplishment, one step towards just being a great example for yourself and for others. So I just want to bless you today and encourage you to go out there and be committed. Be committed. And by the way, be committed in everything you do. Do it as, that verse says, do it as you're doing it unto God. It's real. He wants you to do it that way. If you love God, Papa, I call him Papa, Abba. If you love Papa like I do, and that helps you to want to do it well, that you have such a strong faith and such a strong connection to your Father in heaven, Papa. And by the way, we have a process where we help to encourage and help to increase your connection to the Father through commitment, through consistency, through repetition. Then I will tell you, it makes a difference. Do it for Papa, because he says And this is the definition of excellence as well, is how you do anything is how you do everything. So it's very important that you are consistent and faithful, and then do it well. Do it as unto God. I love how he says that, you know, when everything you do, if you do it with a heart of I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. The other day I was I was hanging with some men. Yeah, tomorrow's our men's Bible study, live and in person here in Social Circle, Georgia. And we meet at Mammy's. It's awesome. Come out if you want. If you're listening to this and you're local, it's a men's Bible study in Social Circle here, and come out. It's at 6:15, 6:30. I always go there around 6:15. But it starts officially at 6:30, and we have been talking about godly man and coming together, and the power of that. But what I wanted to say is that constantly, getting up and going every day, one step towards my goal, and even the example that we set. Can we do things consistently, no matter how small? It's doing it for me. It's a win. It's just like this. Yeah, I'm late. Yeah, I slept in, but I'm here telling you that, and I'm also here declaring the win that I actually did it anyways. So can you do your best at everything you do today? I am very passionate. That's what I was going to say. Last Thursday, I was super fired up because I'm like, believers, people that represent Papa, his children should be the hardest workers in the room, should be the best of the best at everything we do. We should have billionaires that are fully sold out to Papa God. We should. That's representation. That's getting up, going after it. Why is it that billionaires have results? Literally, I can tie it to the word of God and show you that they are following the principles. They may not claim God, but they are following the principles and the laws that God set up that bring success. There are laws. You plant corn, you get corn. So go out there today and plant excellence. Do your very best as you're doing it unto God, as you're doing it unto Papa, as you're doing it unto the Lord, is what the verse says, literally. But do it as unto Papa, that you want to be a great representation of the kingdom of God. Can you work hard and go after being consistent? Maybe it's 10 minutes of reading and learning today. Maybe it's one hard phone call, calling a client that's upset. Maybe it's going at the storm, a relationship that's been having challenges that you want to unite and bring back together. Go for restoration, go for love, go for connection. Move your body today. Get out there, do some exercise, something that's going to benefit your health. I'm going to be doing that. Maybe I can throw a live video on today while I'm working out and you can see me fail again, right? Because you work towards failure. And, maybe pay a little something off today, make a little extra and pay something extra towards maybe some of your credit card, or put some things away towards that dream and goal, some monies that you worked a little extra to put some money aside. What is little things that you can do today? Can you focus on your business a little bit today? Focus on relationships today. Focus and be committed and be consistent to messaging that boyfriend or girlfriend that you're interested in. Can you message them some honor, some blessings? Tell them what Papa God showed you this morning in the Word, and then encourage them and send them some gratitudes and worthies. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay. But literally, that's part of being consistent and committed, so they know that you're a faithful man. This is Love Talk with the Amish Matchmaker, the men's edition. I love you. God bless you. Thanks for joining me, even though it's later. And again, I jumped on here to admit that, hey, even I will fall down. Even I will miss an appointment. Even I will fall short. I'm not perfect, but I do my best to get back up and go for it and keep on going. Thanks for those of you that supported me this morning and joined me, even though it's late. I know some of you are in different time zones. Some of you watch the replay. You're going to see it live today. I'll be back too as well in about an hour. Chantel and I will jump back on here hour or so, and do our talk together as a couple, we'll talk a little bit about commitment and how that impacts your dreams and goals as a man, and how attractive is that to a woman, and what that looks like to be committed and stay the course when it comes to dreams and goals and how to go after it. So do it. Be consistent. Go after it. God bless you. Carlos here, Amish Matchmaker. We help singles to find godly spouses. We help you have epic marriages, and we help you create the most incredible legacy that is rooted in faith and freedom. Come on, do something great today. You got what it takes. I love you. Bless you. Have a great day.